Language. Every day we use language. But have you ever stopped yourself and just think, how do linguists study language? So they have broken down language into three modes: sound, structure, and form. Sound means phonetics, phonology. Structure means syntax and morphology. And form means semantics and pragmatics. So in this lecture, we are going to do form of a language, that is pragmatics. This is our third lecture on language and linguistics. So I am your educator Megha and welcome you all on our channel MeghaDiscourse. Before that, we have studied language and its development and the branches of linguistics, in which we have microlinguistic and macrolinguistic. Further, they are divided into numerous branches. So pragmatics. In this lecture, we are going to do speech act theory, Gricean pragmatics, politeness theory, relevance theory, and they all are important, not for your paper 2 of English students, but for your paper 1. In your paper 1, that is communication paper, you can get questions from these theory, not directly but indirectly. How? We will cover this. We will cover discourse and conversation analysis, Deixis, presupposition, and implicature. They all come under pragmatics. So let's start. Now, what is pragmatics? Why we need to study pragmatics? When it emerges. So pragmatics means how people use language in real life situations. How they communicate exactly. What is the intended meaning? It originates in mid-20th century, you can say 1950s to 1970s. And it emerged from philosophy of language as a reaction against structuralism and semantics. So what is semantics? In form of structure, we have two units, semantics and pragmatics. Semantic means what is said. Pragmatics means what is intended. Like in language, we have two meaning. First, we have literal meaning. Another, we have non-literal meaning. So theorists say like we have to make a differentiate between literal and non-literal meaning. And that's why they have given a dividing line between these two, so that we can get the aspect of these two meanings. For example, if I said, I had 3 books. So literal meaning is, he had 3 books. Okay. But what is non-literal meaning? He had only 3 books. That is called the difference between literal and non-literal meaning. And that's why we need to study pragmatics, that we can get exact meaning of speaker. We can get exact meaning of writer. So here we have pragmatics. Now, pragmatics is the branch of linguistics that studies how context, that is the meaning, contextual meaning, contributes to meaning. Okay, like I said, I had 3 books. So that is the context. I had 3 books. All are combinedly make a sentence. Beyond what words literally say, what is the real meaning? What is the implied meaning? And what exactly the speaker wants to say? So that is called pragmatics. How? It is a very complicated concept, but if you focused on this lecture, then you will definitely enjoy this lecture and you will learn each and every theory very well. So it has 4 dimensions. Pragmatics has 4 dimensions. First, that is meaning beyond words. It means implied meaning, indirect meaning. So that's why it is called implicature. Okay, implicature means to imply something, to say indirectly. Okay, that is read between the lines. What we say? Read between lines. Now, what is implied, not just stated? For example, if I say, are you coming tomorrow to the party? Now, the person, he can answer or she can answer, I have exam tomorrow. So, what is the stated meaning? He doesn't say directly no to me. Instead, he said, there is exam. Okay. So, this is called intended meaning, that I have to understand that because of exam, he will not come to the party. So, this is called implicature. Implied meaning, hidden meaning, indirect meaning, read between the line meaning. Okay. So, what is not said meaning? Second, we have context shape meaning. That is, it depends on the context to whom we are saying where we are saying, that is the context. For example, same line, are you coming to the party? But if the best friend is asking, then he will answer differently. If the boss is if the boss is questioning, then he will answer differently. So this is the context based. The answer, it changes according to the concept, according to the context, according to the person. So this is called context shapes the meaning. Then we have speaker intention. That means why, what actions the speaker is performing behind. Okay, that is called speaker intention. Why he said so. Like he said, tomorrow is my exam, I will not come, whatever. So it means that maybe he is not interested, or maybe he wants you to force him or you to ask him again. Okay, so why he said so, that is called speaker intention. The purpose behind the utterance. Okay, so this is speaker intention. Then we have shared knowledge. It means background assumption. In simple words, I can say that background assumptions we carry, that if I'm speaking to that person knows certain things and he can understand me. For example, if you want to have some suggestions on particular things, then you will follow your same guidelines. Then my best friend, or you can say, that person can answer my questions, that person can satisfy my queries. So you will go to the same person and ask questions because you know that he or she is the master in that philosophy. So this is called background assumption. So communication works between assumptions. For example, if I say, let's meet at our casual spot. Casual spot means you are familiar with that particular place. For a non-knowing person, for a new person, that casual spot is meaningless because he does not have idea of your shared knowledge. But for a meaningful person, for a knowing person, he can understand and he will be there. So this is called shared knowledge. Okay, so this is how pragmatics works. Now, for pragmatics, we have to understand the context and its meaning. In linguistics, same word, same sentence, they can have many different meanings. It depends on situations. It depends on the context, that is situations. First, we have context, that is context based. That is linguistic context and it is called context. So basically, these are words that come before and right after the utterance. Like if I say, there is a word, present. Okay. Like if I say, she is not present in the class. Okay. And if I say, she has given a present to her mother. Now, we have present, but in two different contexts. She is not in the class. What present? That is the presence of person. She is not at that time. Okay, she is absent. But she has given, that is context, to her mother. That is again in context. What? Present means gift. She has given a gift to her mother. So one word changes the meaning according to context. Okay, so this is called linguistic context. Another we have physical and situational context. That is, it depends on time, place, physical setting of communication, where you are, how you are presenting yourself, when you are there. That is situational. For example, if I say, look at that. Suppose if we are at zoo, so that my purpose for that means animal. Look at that animal. If I am at art gallery, that means my purpose is for that painting or for that another art present thing. Okay, so this is what we call situational context. If you are present there, then you can understand the non-verbal gesture of our speaker. Then we have social. It means social context. It based on our society, peer, discussion, group. Okay, like roles kya hai, what is relationship, status of a speaker. For example, if I say you are late, then what do you say? If your boss says to you, you are late, it means it is a condition of warning. If a teacher told you, hey, you are late, it means this is the condition of punishment. If there are two best friends and if one is says to other, you are late dear, it means he is teasing you, she is teasing you, or he is cracking joke on you. Okay? If you are in hospital and if doctor says, sorry, you are late, the context changes. The complete situation changes. So this is based on social context. Then we have cognitive and background context. We have read that. It means background assumption, in which we have shared knowledge and cultural assumptions. For example, it is like 2020 all over again. So what happened during 2020s? That was the pandemic time. That was the coronavirus time. So if we have lived through the age, if we have lived through the year, so we know it very well. But if we are not involved in that year, so how can we answer this question? For example, if grandmother is narrating a story for the grandson or for the granddaughter that we had time, it was a time of coronavirus, it is of a pandemic, we have masks all over clothes. So what will be the thinking of grandson? Oh, she gonna mad. How can it be possible? So this is different. We can get different reactions from the grandson or from the granddaughter. So this is called cognitive background context. So I said that if the person is new to the situation, so everything is meaningless for him or for her. If he is not new, then he can understand the gesture, he can understand the situation. So this is called cognitive background. As you can see here in this diagram, that is the layer of context. Okay, so as you can see, first we have cognitive. So this is cognitive, that is background context. We have physical context. Physical means what you said, what you present, place and time. Social context, okay, and we have utterance, okay, what you said. This is the layer of context. So simply they can ask which is not the layer of context, or what is the meaning by physical context. So how examiners set questions, so you have to look at that. What is the difference between semantics and pragmatics? Till now we have studied about pragmatics and context. What is the difference between them? So in general, semantics means literal meaning, what is said. I told you that theorists, they make a dividing line between literal meaning and non-literal meaning. So what is literal meaning? Called semantics. What is non-literal meaning? What is indirect meaning? That is called pragmatics. Meaning of word and sentence, simply it is called here. It means the temperature is low. Okay. But in pragmatics, why he said so? What is the intended meaning? What is the purpose to say it is called here? So this is called pragmatics. Context independent. It does not depend on context. Where you are, what are you doing? They simply say it. Okay. But it depends on the context. Pragmatics depend on the context. That is what is said and what is meant. It is cold, low temperature is cold. It means please close the window. I told you. Okay, so that is semantics and pragmatics. So in semantics, you will use grammar structure, a symbol meaning, you will get, okay. But in pragmatics, why he used this particular sentence structure, why he occurred this sentence, why he uttered this sentence, why he uttered this word, why he chose this word. Okay, so this is called pragmatics. Now let's move. Now, this is your theoretical linguistics we have studied in class 2. In the previous lecture, we have studied about theoretical linguistics. So what is the logic of this slide? We have studied about pragmatic theory under theoretical linguistics. So my purpose is to make you familiar that we are going to study all the speech act theory, Gricean maxim and relevance theory, which comes under theoretical linguistics. That is how theory works under pragmatic theory. Okay, so we will study all these three theories. They all are very important. Now let's do first speech act theory given by J.L. Austin in 1962. Now J.L. Austin in 1962, he has given speech act theory. Now why he has given speech act theory? He said that words are not just labels. They work as tool to understand the meaning of word. When we speak, so we are not just saying things, we are doing things. He said that if we are speaking, it means we are in the doing phase, we are in the action phase. Why so? So he has broken down this act theory in three phases. First we have locutionary act, means utterance, physical act of sound. It means how to utter single word. The literal act of uttering words, the actual sound and sentence produced. Like if I'm saying something, that is the locutionary act. For example, the window is open. Okay, okay. There's nothing to be worried about. Then illocutionary act, it means the intended communicative purpose behind the words. It means intention. Okay, so this is called illocutionary act. What is the intention of speaker in saying so? Okay, what he wants to say, why he said so. For example, he is requesting, warning, promise, apologizing, and commanding. Like he said, the window is open. Maybe he wants to say, please close the window. Okay. Then we have perlocutionary act. It means consequence. It means result, effect of illocutionary and illocutionary act. That is the actual effect produced on the listener by the utterance. Yani ki listener closes the window, feels fear, agrees to act, okay, or he feels like he is commanding on me. The window is closed, the window is open, you have to close that window. So this is called perlocutionary act. So how J.L. Austin has divided into 3 parts. Let us study them in detail. So first we have locutionary act. Let me change the color. So locutionary act, that is physical sound, that is the utterance. Now locutionary actual act of saying something, producing sound, word, sentence with a literal meaning. Simple fact. Now it is further divided into 3 parts. First we have phonetic act, that is producing phoneme and symbol, how we are producing sounds. Okay, so that is called phonetic act. Now phatic act. Phatic means words and grammar. Words and grammar, they are arranged words into grammatical sentence, that is phatic. For example, if I choose, the door is open. So first, phonetic means we have the door is open. All the phonemes we are using in the door is open. Phatic means I have made a sentence from these words, that is phatic. Now what is rhetoric act? Rhetoric act means what is the sense and reference of calling this word. It is the highest level. It means the grammatical sequence to carry a special meaning of the sentence, that is called rhetoric act. Now let me break it down. The door is open. Phonetically I choose the means here the door. So for door I used door. Is, it means is. Sorry, this is not here. And open means open. Okay, so that is the schwa sound, this is the diphthong. So here is the. So this is called the phatic one. This is called the phonetic act. Now what is phatic act? I combine them, join them and make the door is open. Now what is rhetoric act? Rhetoric act means the door is not closed. So that is the rhetoric act. Here I choose subject plus verb plus object, and object is adjective here. So I choose the verb is door and adjective is here open. Okay, so the door is open. So this is the rhetoric act. Okay, how the locutionary works. Now J.L. Austin has given 3 parts: locutionary, illocutionary and perlocutionary. Now here we have John Searle. He said, oh, my teacher, he is the student of J.L. Austin. So he said, my teacher has divided speech act into 3 parts. But what about illocutionary? So he has divided illocutionary into 5 major categories. He has studied well about illocutionary act. Okay? So if someone says speech act theory is given by J.L. Austin, he has divided it into 3 parts. But if illocutionary, that it is John Searle, he has given and he has divided into 5 parts. Okay. First we have assertive, to assert something, to state something. It means truth teller. Okay. For example, if I say the sun rises in the east, it means I am asserting the fact. It is true one. So I am stating the fact. So that is called assertive. If I say directive, it means speaker tries to get hearer to act. Yani ki if I am asking something to you, then I want you to do some actions. I want you to do some reply. So this is called directive. If I say, could you answer me from where sun rises? Could you answer me the direction of sun rising? So this is my question and I want you to answer this question. So this is called directive. Okay. Then we have commissive, means speaker commits to future action. Yani he is asserting something. It means he is binding to speaker. He is binding the speaker to do something. He is saying, hold on. He is promising you. He is guaranteeing you. So this is called commissive. For example, you have raised a question. Could you please tell me about the direction of sun rising? So in the commissive phase, the listener, he can answer, yes, I can answer your question by tomorrow. Okay. I will tell you later what is the answer of this question. So this means he commit yourself. He committed you. He binding you. Okay, to give you answer. Then we have expressive. It means he will express. He can negate. He can sorry you. He can feel good one. So this is called expression. Speaker expresses psychological state. For example, he said, sorry, I could not answer your question. So it means he expressed his psychological state that he cannot get answer. He was unable to get answer and that's why he felt sorry. Okay. And then we have declaration. It means it changes reality by the way utterance words create a new statement. In simple language, declaration is game changer. Of what? Of the situation, of the utterance. Like if someone pronounce you that now from now on you are husband and wife, it means you are married now. The situation changes. The whole concept changes. Now you are not single, you are in a couple one. So this is called game changer. Declared karna, that you are guilty one. If a judge declared you guilty, so you are criminal one. So this is declaration. That's what is called the game changer. And it is the, you can say, most important among these 5 categories. So this is how John Searle has divided illocutionary act into 5 major categories. Okay. And he has given this in 1969. So now, what is perlocutionary act? So perlocutionary act means the result, effect, consequence. Okay. The effect produced on the hearer, the actual consequence of the listener, thoughts, feeling and actions. After listening, what he thought, what the meaning conveys in his mind, how his cognitive works. This is called perlocutionary. Like if I say the exam is tomorrow. Now there are many type of people. Someone's fear and it will alarm. Oh, I have exam. I have to study. So that is called fear and alarm. He becomes worried about. And it's just like if I said UGC net notification has come out. Okay. And you have to study because your paper is in May. So what? You will get alarmed yourself. You will aware yourself and then you start studying. You start making your notes. So this is called fear. Alarm one. Someone starts studying. Someone just think about it, how to do, how to make strategy, what teacher I should follow, whom to follow, whom not to follow. So this is called action. Okay. So hearer changes behavior and begins to prepare. This is another impact of locutionary act. Someone comes in stress or someone get annoyed one. Hey, don't tell me again and again that I have exam. Okay, I know very well about myself. Do thought on me. Okay, someone gets stressed. Oh, I have exam and I wasted my 1 hour last 6 months. What I should do now? So this is the impact on the speaker, on the listener after hearing the speaker utterances. Okay, so this is how, for example, if I said, if the speaker said, you are looking beautiful, you are looking gorgeous. Okay, then locutionary act. It is the act of speaking. You speak, you are looking gorgeous. Then elocution means you are complimenting that person. Okay, you are praising the person. Now, what is the effect one? What is the effect? The person blushes, or he may be feel, or she may be feel confident. So this is the effect of perlocutionary. So now you have to make an example for these all 3 acts, and I will let you know that it is right or wrong. And if you make an example, it means you are understanding the basic concept. Okay, and you will never forget that concept. So let's move further. Now this is the question here from 2021. Okay, which pair of linguists in the following list is associated with the concept of speech act? This is a direct question, basic question. So we have Noam Chomsky Stephen, no. Paul Grice, no. French bosses, no. We have J.L. Austin and John Searle. So let us use recall technique. J.L. Austin, he has given speech act theory and he has given it in 1962 that he has divided it into three types: locutionary, illocutionary, and perlocutionary. Locutionary is further divided into phonetic, and rhetoric. And illocutionary, it is divided by John Searle into 5 categories, that is assertive, commissive, directive, expressive, and declaration. Okay, declaration is game changer. Then we, and both are teacher student. Then we have perlocutionary act. It means the consequence of locutionary act. This is how speech act theory works. And now I think you will never forget this theory. Okay, let's move to our next. That is Paul Gricean Pragmatics. Okay, don't fear yourself that this is a biggest chart. It is very simple and the easiest. I try my best to give you simplest and easiest explanation of hard theory or hard topic. Okay, so now Paul Gricean, HP Grice, he has given that Gricean Pragmatics. It is helpful for philosophical student as well, for your paper 1 communication as well. So actually this lecture help you a lot in different scenarios, in different contexts. Okay, so Paul Grice, he has given this theory in 1975, and he said that how we manage to understand the words, to understand more than what is literally said. Okay, so he said that we have 4 maxims, which is very important. Okay, directly they can ask in the question that if one maxims can violate, if a speaker violates one of the maxims, then the whole meaning changes. Okay, so first he has given the cooperative principle. Cooperate karna, how to cooperate. This is the golden rule of a communication. It means you have to cooperate. In communication, you can communicate well by cooperation. Okay, not to say too much, not to say little, not to say off topic, just simply say what is requirement. So this is cooperative principle. Like he said, make your contribution as required by the accepted purpose of the talk of exchange. If I say, where do you live? Then you simply said, I am living in XYZ place. So you cannot answer me the longitude, the latitude of the place. So this is called cooperative principle, that you can answer according to requirement. So for cooperative principle, faith is mandatory. If I say to you, you have to answer my question, then you have to answer. This is your duty to answer. So I can trust you, you can trust me. So that is called cooperative principle. Now, we have 4 maxims. We have to understand all these 4 maxims because for the paper point of view, this is the important part of Gricean maxims. Okay? It means the default setting of a helpful speaker. Okay, like I can say, if a speaker fails to attain the maxim, the meaning of the word changes. For example, first we have the maxim of quantity. It means it is give enough, not too much. Okay, be as informative as required. Like if I said to you, if I ask you, where do you live? So you can simply say the name of the place. You cannot say the longitude, the latitude, or the neighborhood places or the neighborhood cities. Okay, so this is called quantity, maxims of quantity. Enough asking, enough answer. Okay, then we have maxims of quality. Sorry, quality. It means tell the truth, have evidence. No need to beat around bush. No need to be smart. If you know about very well, if you have proof, then say. Otherwise, on a doubtful situation or on a less proof situation, just keep your mouth shut. Okay, that means to say. Do not say what you believe false. For example, if I ask, will I able to manage 2 billion in upcoming 4 months? Then the listener will say, yes, definitely. If I say how? Because you are running a channel. So this is irrelevant thing. There is no need to say something. Okay, he can simply ask, no, you cannot. But he tried to give the irrelevant things, uncertain things. So this is called maxims of quality. He violates that maxim of quality. Another, we have maxim of relation. Be relevant to the topic. No need to move or no need to move away from the topic. For example, if I ask, is the movie good? Then what did you say? The popcorn are really well. It means you are not answering the question You are not answering the topic which exactly I am asking. You are saying the popcorn is good. It means you do not like the movie. So this is the, you can say, intended meaning. The speaker found out, but it is not right. Okay. So this is called maxims of relation. Then we have maxims of manner. It means be clear, brief, and orderly. Okay. Be clear with what you want to say. Don't give multiple meaning. Don't give ambiguous meaning, or don't commit false statement so that person can think twice and thrice. Hey, what did he say? He can be say this. It may be say this. For example, if I say, would you like coffee or tea? Then what do you say? Oh, it's very hot. I think we should have something like lemonade or something soft drink. Instead of saying, no, I would not prefer coffee to tea. What do you say? You are talking about soft drinks. You are talking about lemonade. So this is called maxims of manner. You are violating maxims of manner. Okay. So these are important one. Now let's move to implicature given by Gricean. Now what is implicature? I told you the indirect meaning, the intended meaning, the read between the lines meaning. What is that? So this is called implicature. Now it is divided into two parts. First we have conventional, another we have conversational. So conventional means lexicon, dictionary is the source of conventional meaning. It not comes from the cooperative principles or maxims. It is different source. From cooperative principles for maxims come, okay? And from implicature we have conventional and conversational meaning. Now what is difference between these one? So conventional meaning is automatic meaning which cannot be cancelled out. Okay, like context matters a lot. Well, if I said she is poor but honest, so she is poor, one thing, she is honest is another thing, and they are combined, jointed by but. So but here is conventional word. So, okay, we cannot cancel that but. Okay, we cannot ignore the but because the complete meaning changes. In this meaning, in this sentence, the meaning is she is poor but she is very honest. Okay, being poor, she is honest. She can be a good one. So this is my meaning. So we cannot ignore but. But for example, we have but, we have therefore implies cause and effect. So this is based on language itself. So that is what we call conventional meaning. Now we have conversation. That is how to converse, how to communicate, in which we have first is standard meaning, then we have scalar. So standard means it follows maxims directly. That is context dependent. We cannot ignore these four maxims. Okay, like where is Bill? Bill is the name of person. He said he is at the library. So I am talking about the quality. It means he asking where is he, and I am replying he is at the place. I am not saying uncertain thing. I am not saying irrelevant thing. So here he is following quality maxim. So this is called standard maxim. Okay, so we can cancel it. I can give multiple answer. I can give uncertain things. So maxims can be cancelled. Now we have scalar one. Scalar means it comes from quantity maxims. That is, it is very big. Scalar, here we use the scalar quantity like some, many, more, follow, list. Okay. So if I say I ate some mango, so it means I do not eat all mangoes. There are some mangoes which are remaining one. Okay. If I say I ate all mangoes, it means so there are no mangoes to eat. Okay. So this is called the scalar quantity, the scalar meaning, that is the conversational, and they can be cancelable. So conversational meaning can be cancelable. Okay. And they will give you, they will not give you automatic meaning, and conventional meaning, they will give you automatic meaning. Okay. They cannot be cancelled. Now there is another branch, that is the floating, exploiting. Now where floating means to float something. It is break maxims on purpose. Okay. Deliberately, because of purpose, they break maxims, and that's why I call it is floating one. Okay. Listener infers hidden meaning. For instance, if I say how is the movie, the person is saying the popcorn is good, or saying the seats were comfortable, then he is not answering this question, how is the movie. So this is called relation maxim. That is what I'm asking and what he is replying, they both are different one. So he is breaking relation maxims, but the speaker, he got the meaning. He said he does not like movie. So this is called floating, exploit karna, to search the meaning itself. Okay, now it is different from violate maxim. Violate may, in violate maxim, we deliberately break maxim. We deliberately not to use maxims, but in plotting, it is on purpose based. Okay, so this is called Gricean pragmatics. So first we should know that we have cooperative principle. In cooperative principle, that is speak as per requirement. Okay, you have to cooperate to build a faith among speakers, among communicators. Then it is divided into 4 maxims. First maxim we have quality, quantity, relation, manner. Then we have implicature. Implicature is divided into conventional, conversational. Now conversational means standard and scalar, and floating. Floating is different from violating. Floating means purpose based and violating means deliberation based. This is how Gricean maxims works, and he has given this in 1975. Okay, I think now it is easy for you. Now, what is relevance theory? This is another important theory given by Dan Sperber and Levinson. Okay, it means relevance to rely on something that is human can speak or can communicate efficiently, but what we are looking for? We are looking for the biggest bang for our buck. It means more output and less efforts. So this is the theory. This is the, you can say, conclusion of this theory. So relevance theory tells us about how to apply more input, how to apply less input and get more output. So this is the relevance theory. Now, what are the core concepts? First, we have relevance. We have to make a faith on the communicator, or we have to make a faith on the listener or speaker. The first, we have positive cognitive effect. It means if I am giving best to the task, then I should get reward. I must get reward. Okay? If I am giving my whole energy to the task, then I should get reward. Second, get the processing effort. It means I think I should understand the basic concept behind the task, and then I will give the energy, and then in return I should get the output. Okay, yani ki less effort, more output is called processing effort. Positive cognitive effort means I am giving the energy, then I should get reward. Yani ki your context will change. In positive cognitive effect, you are getting reward, you are getting reinforcement, but in processing effort, you are getting output, you are getting quick result. Okay, so this is core concept behind relevance theory. Now, foundational principle. So first we have cognitive principle. After that, we are dividing them into 2 parts. So cognitive means maximize relevance. Yani ki we have to make maximum result. We have to make maximum output. Okay, but in less knowing situations. Like human brain, they are hardwired. Hardwired means we know very well that where to focus, whom to focus, what to ignore, and why to ignore. So we just ignore irrelevant things. Like for example, if you are watching this video, if I said you about paid badges, if I said you about unnecessary things in this video, then what will you do? You just skip that one. You just ignore the part. Okay, so that is called cognitive principle. You just focus on the main thing. Okay, I have to understand this story. Okay, this question. Okay, this one. But I have to ignore all the instructions what she said. Okay, then we have commutative principle, that is the optimal communication. So implied meaning, implicit meaning, worth of knowing, that I know about this one. Like in this philosophy, if you know about the relevance theory, then what will you do? You skip this part and you said, I know about this relevance theory, but perhaps you will miss the main thing. You cannot, you are failed to add, you were failed to add at that time. So this is called communicative principle. Now, we have comprehension heuristic. Heuristic method we have done in the first part, which is given by Holiday. So heuristic means build from fonts we make word, from word we make sentence. So that is heuristic method. Okay. So here we have path of least effort. This is the important one. Path of least effort means most obvious meaning. So we get without wasting much time. For example, if someone says you, okay, he is asking some questions from the relevance theory. If you know the question, if you know the answer of this question, you will say that this is the answer. If you do not know that, simply you said, no, I don't know. And another person, for example, what will he say? Yes, I have read that I am not able to remind this. I think my memory is weak now. So this is called irrelevant thing. So this, according to this comprehension heuristic, you will choose past or flip effort, and you simply say, no, I don't know the answer. Okay. Then we have stop when relevance is met, satisfy expectation. That means the person will stop and he will not ask you further that you will know about the theory or not, and he will simply answer you that this is the question and this is the answer. Okay, so this is called stop when relevance is met. Okay, if you are able to give him answer, then he will ask further, he will ask again further questions. Okay, but if you say no, I don't know, then his philosophy, then he stops. That means his relevance is met. Whatever he wants to ask, you are failed. Okay, so satisfying expectation here. Now, then we have what are the key concepts behind these. Now, all are very important. First, we have explicature, opposite of implicature. Implicature means intended, hidden, indirect meaning. Explicature means direct meaning. It means explicit meaning. That is enriching meaning, explicit meaning of content. For example, if I said, it is very cold. So, explicator means is not like I have to switch off the AC, or I have to switch off the fan, or I have to close the window. It means, yes, in this room, AC temperature is very low, that's why it is very cold. So it's just simple meaning. Okay, this room is, especially this room is very cold, otherwise there is a no cold outside. Okay, then we have ostensive inferential. Now focus on this word. Ostensive means verbal gesture. Inferential means the inference of the verbal gesture. For example, we have there are two friends, there is a group of 3 friends. Okay, 2 friends are very close. Ostensive gesture, one friend is given the ostensive gesture, and he gesture to another friend that look at this shirt. Okay, then look at this suit, or look at this top, or look at the back, and anything else. So this is the ostensive. Now, what is inference? The person, the second person to whom the gesture was done. So he will understand. He will get the meaning of his friend, that he, or of her friend, that he appreciating, or he is praising the shirt, or she is praising the suit. So this is called ostensive inferential. So that is intention and inference, and it is naturally happened amongst friends. Then we have mutual manifestation, that is shared predictable information. That is the same concept given by, we have done in the context theory, that is the background information. If I said that let's meet at casual spot, it means that is the shared knowledge, mutual manifest. It means we have a common ground to communicate. Okay. I am teacher of literature, you are student of literature. So this is what we call mutual manifest, because we are working on the same ground, we are working on the same linguistic portion, because for your exam it is important, for my perspective it is important to teach you. So that is called mutual manifestation. Okay, now let's move next. Now this is a slide of social linguistics. We are not going to do social linguistics, this is our class 2. Okay, now here we have studied about this discourse linguistics, conversational analysis, critical discourse, we have covered in our class 2nd. Now, okay, this comes under theory. So my purpose is to tell you that discourse analysis and conversational analysis, which is our next topic, it comes under socio-linguistic. It never comes under theoretical linguistics. Now we have discourse and conversational analysis. So discourse means the intended meaning. Okay, what is the meaning behind the word? What is the meaning behind the utterance? Now it is divided into coherence and cohesion under textual unity. Okay. So this is the part of discourse analysis. Coherence means logical connectedness of a meaning in a discourse, in a context. It makes text meaningful. For example, she is tired, so she is going to sleep early. It means she is tired. She is not feeling healthy. That's why she is sleeping early. That is the coherence between these two statements. That is a logical connectedness. Why she is sleeping early? Because she is tired. Now, what is cohesion? Cohesion means the grammatical and lexical ties that binds text. We can use pronoun, conjunctions, and synonyms. For example, if I say, John is a good boy, he is coming tomorrow. I am using he. For whom? For John. So that means that is the pronoun. And for John, I am using this. So that is the grammatical and lexical connectedness. So that is the cohesion. So for grammatical perspective, we are using here cohesion. And for the logical connectedness, we are using coherence. So cohesion means the glue. Okay? So the grammatical and lexical It acts as glue. Okay. Now we have turn taking, adjacency pair, and relevance theory. They all comes under conversational analysis. This is the part of communication. Now what is turn taking? Okay. Simply, turn taking क्या होता है? It means the rules governing who speaks when. यानी कि in natural terms, if we are speaking, if the two persons are speaking, the first he speaks, okay, now he stops, okay, so another person he starts speaking, so that the pause, the minute pause, this is called turn taking. यानी कि the person he stops to talk so that the another person can answer, so this is called turn taking, or you can say TRP. Now what is TRP? Transition, relevant, place. Okay, so we have to take pause, we have to take some punctuation gestures, we have to take some exclamation marks. Okay, so we can get the meaning, we can get the answer from our listener. Now we have adjacency pair. Adjacency means binary. Okay, if you are asking question, I have to answer this. So this is called adjacency pair. So you ready? Two parts exchange. Question answer, greeting, hello, hi. Offer, accept and reviews, are you coming? No. So this is called adjacency pair. Now we have relevance theory, which we have covered in detail. So for that one, you should know that communication happened between ostension and inference, that is verbal gesture and the inference meaning. Okay, so this is given by Wilson and Sperber in 1986. Okay, you should know about this theorist. So how conversation analysis, there is speaker 1, then we have speaker 2, turn talking, adjacency pair, and this is 1. So now we have discourse analysis in historical research is associated with, this is your PYQ. Okay, he says that discourse analysis, we have studied that is in which we have textual unity, cohesion, and coherence in historical research. Now who has given the historical research, who is the master of historical research, is none other than Michel Foucault. How? Michel Foucault has given the archaeological study of history, he has given the genealogy study of history. He has not seen the history as a timeline, he has seen it as you can say the sequence of events, the sequence of incidents, and that's why he has given the archaeological study of history. He has given the theory of power and knowledge. Okay, so discourse analysis is used in historical research by Michel Foucault. That means he has differentiate the discourse of history through his research. Okay, he has changed the meaning of history. Okay, so that is why Michel Foucault is the answer of this question. Now this is the last theory, Politeness Theory and Brown, given by Brown and Levinson. There are two different theories in 1987. Okay, so what you have to remind in this theory, that in the Politeness Theory we have positive phase and negative phase. Now what is the positive phase, negative phase? It means we are happy, the desire to be liked, admired and approved. Someone wants fame, that is the positive phase. He has a positive outlook towards life. What is negative? Do not impose your thoughts on me, that is the negative one. He will be very arrogant. The desire for autonomy, independence, not to be imposed upon or restricted. I am free spirit, I am a free bird. Okay, so there are two types of phase. Phase means recognition, phase means our social fame, phase means social relationship, self-image. Okay, so phase is self-image. Like we have positive phase, negative phase. Brown and Levinson has given this. Now he has given phase threatening acts. What is phase threatening acts? Like there are some people who are enough to make our mood bad, and there are some people who are enough to make our day very good. So this is called phase threatening acts. If there is a boss, if he is warning you that you are late, so what is the impact on your positive phase? It becomes negative. Okay, you are in a good mood, and if the boss comes and he says you are late, I will fire you, that means it is the threatening act on your positive phase. And if suppose if boss is saying, don't worry, but don't be late, and he was very polite to you, so that means it is threatening to your negative phase, then your feeling will be changed. Now you are not in the mood of independent, autonomy and argumentative. You will say, okay, so that is, it is threat to your negative phase. He is reinforcing you. Okay, so that are called phase threatening acts. Now under phase threatening acts, we have politeness strategies. We have 4 types of politeness strategies so that we can ignore the threats happen during the conversation. Politeness strategy is to minimize the cause and the effect of phrase threatening act. So bald on record means to ignore something, or you can say, if you are saying to your friend, then you can say directly to him, you can say in stating manner, you can say in authoritative manner. So this is called bald on record. It depends on the person to whom you are talking. Then we have positive politeness. Okay, if you are getting reinforcement, if you are getting compliment, so it is called positive politeness. You if I'm saying, if your boss is saying, don't worry if you are late, but don't be late. So this is called positive politeness. Okay, and it will not harm your negative face. Then we have negative politeness. It means if someone says, hey, I am sorry, but please, can you give me your notes? Okay, so what is your reaction? Oh, I don't want to give notes to him, but I have to give notes to him. So that is called negative politeness. You are not willing to give notes, but you have to behave like a positive one. Then we have off record. It means you have totally ignored. Like if he's asking, can you give me your notes? Can I lend your notes? So what you say? No. Or you can ignore it, or you can say, okay, I will tell you later. Now I don't have notes. So you can ignore that situation. So that is called off record. Okay, so these 4 points are very important. They can ask what is which is odd one, what is the meaning. Okay, and in simplest example, if I say there are two friends, if a friend is making something for you and it is not good, he has not made that, he has not cooked very well. So instead of saying this is not good, I don't like this dish, you are saying, yeah, it is a good one, but I think you can add this one. It will look very marvelous because I have tasted it somewhere else. So you reinforce him, you motivated him, and you do not say directly to him that it is not good. So this is what we call politeness theory. You have to be polite towards the situation. Okay, chaliye. Now, what is presupposition? Yani ki to suppose something. We cannot ignore this area. This is very important, and every time you can get a single question, whether you have set paper, you have teaching paper, you have net paper. Presupposition means this is a background assumption the speaker takes for granted before speaking. And they are some talkative person and he just started speaking, and then they say nonsense thing, and after a few minutes they realize, oh, what I said. So this is called presupposition. This is called they taken granted everything. Like we have 5 types of preposition. First we have existential. As the name, it means it is on existence. It is on the person reality. The king of France is bald. Simple one. Now, the presupposition is France has a king. We are not focusing on the bald because we have to focus on existence of the person. So that France has a king. But in reality, it is not so. France do not have the king system. Okay. So this is called presupposition that France had a king. But this statement is wrong. Second, we have factive, means fact-based. That is, she knows he left. Presupposition is he did leave. He left him. He left her. Sorry. Okay. This is the fact one. If I say she does not know he left, it means again this is a presupposition that he did left. It means it does not depend upon negation. It does not depend upon the positive thing. It depends upon the cause. The fact is that he left. Whatever the situation is, he left. Now, we are not talking about the existence. We are talking about the fact. So, this is he did leave. Now, we have lexical. Means spatial meaning, based on utterance. He stopped smoking. This is the famous example of presupposition. Now, what you will get, he used to smoke. Maybe he don't used to smoke, maybe he never smoked, but if he says he stopped smoking, so it means he used to smoke, then you cannot change this commitment, you cannot change this presupposition. So this is lexical, that is based on intended meaning. Then we have structural. This is very dangerous one. It is based on questions, WH questions. If you are getting here questions, then it means it is example of structural preposition. When did you stop lying? The person is trapping you into the questions. It is a trap game. You lied before. It means if you are saying, no, I don't know, it means you are lied before. If you are saying, yes, again you are in trap one. So that is called structural. Okay, like if I say, what is the meaning of I don't know? And you say, mujhe nahi pata. So it means I suppose that he does not know the answer, but exactly the meaning is I don't know. Okay, so this is called structural presupposition. Now we have counterfactual. It is based on supposition condition. It is based on if condition. If I were rich, what is the present state? I am not rich. I am poor one. So speaker is not rich. So counterfactual means based on the culture, based on the statement, based on the present condition. So this is called presupposition. Yani ki iceberg meaning. Who has given the iceberg theory? Now name the writer in the comment section. This is the second homework. So what is said is different from what can the listener suppose, and we cannot change the mindset of listener. He can think whatever he wants, whatever he can think. Okay. Last we have deixis. So deixis means pointing out. Deixis means to point something so that we can get meaning. Without deixis, we cannot get meaning. For example, if you are going somewhere and you get a letter, okay, which is on the street, you just pick the letter and you just write down, meet me tomorrow. Meet me here tomorrow. What he said? Meet me here tomorrow. Now, you do not know who said to you. You do not know whom to meet. Whom to meet. You do not know where to meet, and you don't know what is tomorrow. What is the date on tomorrow? So this is called deixis. Without knowing here and now situation, you cannot get the meaning. So this is what we call deixis. Now, in simple meaning, word whose meaning depends entirely on the context in which they are used. That is the person, place and time. So both three things are very important, and they are called didactic center. That is the here and now of the speaker. Yani ki place, time and the person. These three things are very important so far as deixis is concerned. There are 5 types of deixis. First we have person deixis, in which we have pronoun I, we, you. Whom to meet? I. So this is the answer. Refers to participant in the conversation. Okay. Then place, where to meet. He said, meet me here. Here is the place. So here, there, this, that. Refers to the location. Okay. If you do not know about the person, then how will you meet? If you do not know about the location, then where will you go? Then we have time deixis, tomorrow. Okay. So now, then, today, yesterday. So refers to the time relative to utterance. Then we have discourse deixis. Yani we have some certain things. The following as stated above. Okay. In contrast. So these words are used, these phrases are used to join two things, to get the meaning of second segment from the first segment. Okay. So refers to portion of discourse. So I'm saying, I am teaching you because this is important. If I say this is important, I am teaching you, and it is related with because. So this is the segment of two segments get answered with help of because. So this is called discourse deixis. Then we have social deixis. Social deixis means sir, madam, majesty, my lord. So this is called social deixis. We encode social relationship. If I am saying madam, so you are talking about your teacher, that she is female. If you are saying sir, you are talking about the male teacher. So this is called social deixis. Okay. Now here we have completed our pragmatics. And I hope you enjoyed this lecture, and you know very well that we believed on quality, not on quantity. Now these are our 3 important videos. Many beginners said, ma'am, from where we should start. So if you are beginner, you are not very well aware about the basic concepts of literature, then I think you should watch this video. In this video, you will get all the literary genre like drama. It has come from poetry. Yes, drama comes from poetry, and you will get the subgenre of drama, poetry, like we have narrative poetry. In narrative poetry, lyrical poetry, we have ode, ballad, sonnet. So this is for the beginners, and if you're advanced one and you wanna study from the differences one, then you can watch this video. Then this is subaltern studies. If you are preparing for your paper, basic foundation is very good, then you can go for subaltern studies. And this is the second class on linguistic, in which you will get the micro and macro linguistic and all the branches, because it is very important first to learn all the branches. If we do not know, examiner can ask us anything. Every paper is unpredictable. Okay. So you have to read with me, you have to study with me, make your notes. And if you have any queries, then do let me know in comment section. I read every single comment. Okay. And you know very well that we try our best to give you instant reply or immediate reply. Okay. So this is all about our today's lecture. If you found this video helpful, then don't forget to like, especially share this video, okay, to your young ones, to the students of MA and BA. Okay, so these series will help you. I will take 6 classes on linguistics and your linguistic will be in your hands. Okay, so bye-bye.